Well, friends, how you doing? Day 1010. Yes, day 1010. Hope you're doing well. It is, wow, just a bit after 9:30. And I just want to come in and talk to you about a post that I've seen a few times now. I just want to ask you, do you use cash or card when you're out there buying things, purchasing things, living life? And so what the post basically talks about is how important cash is to society. Um, because really, what happens if we digitize all our payments? What would that look like? Can you imagine? How is it in China right now? I'm not familiar myself, so I'm just wondering. Is that what they have in China? The one card or one thing that pays for everything, one app, super app, yeah. But anyways, basically in the post, it talks about how if you were to pay cash, let's say a $50 bill, let's say you went to go buy or pay for a service that you get your haircut, and then that barber uses that to go buy $50 worth of groceries at the farmer's market, and then that small business owner can use that $50 for something else. And at the end of all those transactions, $50 is still $50. And then it goes on to say that if you use a credit card, where there's fees charged to the business owner, then $50 every time it's, let's say it's charged 1.5%. And so that would be, what, 7.5%? 7.5 cents? 75 cents? I can't think. But anyway, 75 cents. And so every time you use a credit card, then the business actually loses or is charged 75 cents, if you will. And so if that happens every time, then overall, at the end of it, how many transactions it takes, eventually that $50 becomes property of the bank or the merchant that is offering that service for credit. And so essentially what the post is stating is that we are funneling essentially all the money into the bank, basically is what it's trying to say. And so have you ever thought about that? And what are your thoughts on that? Do you agree? Do you not agree? And why do you use cash? Why do you use credit cards? I think there's pros and cons to everything. And so I think the saying cash is king is still very valid. And so especially for small businesses, I definitely I like to support by paying cash, because every little bit for a small business makes a difference. Okay? And so if they can save $1 here, $2 there, $3 there, like, that will add up to a decent amount of money that they can actually invest back into the business to keep it going. So paying by cash will help every small business owner. Of course, large chain stores, companies, it doesn't really matter to them. Why? Because it's just the cost of doing business. And so that's the flip side of using credit card, is that, well, you can make the argument that offering that service to your customers, well, I've gone to a number of events where if a merchant was if their payment machine was down and the customer didn't have cash, they had to turn the customer away. And so as a business owner, that's just a part of doing business, right? And so I think it's important that you do offer that service and that availability, but I don't think it's detrimental, because it's just the cost of doing business, right? You got to pay rent to do business. You got to pay the utilities to do business, and paying some merchant fees is also a cost of doing business. However, as a patron, as a customer, you can help that small business. I'm talking and supporting small business is by paying cash instead of card. And so I don't know. Is that something you really thought about? To be honest, I didn't really think about that until I read this. And so, but one of the reasons why I like to use card in general is it's a way for me to actually track my spending. And so if I put everything on a card, guess what? At the end of the month, I can see, okay, I spent this much on groceries, this much on eating out, this much on electronics, what have you, on bills. So everything is digital, so actually I know, which is nice for me. It saves me a step from writing everything down, okay? And so, again, there's pros and cons to everything. You got to figure out what you value, what's important to you, and what type of impact you want to make with your purchasing power and your decisions. And so, I think in general, for me, big stores and what have you, I don't have a problem paying credit card. Like I said, I like to track my spending. But when it comes to small business, farmers markets, and so forth, I try to pay cash. And I always have cash with me, so that's never an issue for me. I know some people, they don't like carrying cash with them for whatever reasons. They may not feel comfortable carrying cash. They might think it may get stolen. But I don't know, for people who think that way, I'm like, well, when's the last time someone stole your wallet? Like, it's just a fear that majority of people is not going to happen. And so, I'm not saying like have thousands of dollars on you. I'm not saying that, but like $100 or $60 or $80 or whatever it is, right? Usually that should be enough to buy whatever you need, groceries or what have you, if you're out at an event or what have you. And it will go a long way in terms of helping a small business. But anyway, just some things that I read that I thought was quite interesting, some food for thought, and hopefully will help you kind of reflect on some of the choices that you make and the power that you actually have in terms of impacting small businesses. This is survival. Anyways, that's all I want to share today. If you have any thoughts on the subject, I'd love to hear it. Post it in the comments because I think we have more perspectives and more we can have a better conversation around the subject. Anyways, hope you're all doing well. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.